Blessings crew, and welcome to this week's offering. And just that usual thing, team, of there's a 20-minute session that you can do as its own kind of daily practice, and then the full hour follows, or it rolls into that hour. As you're practicing, looking after your body, so what does your body need? What's it feeling like? How does it feel throughout the practice? Change things that need to be changed. If something feels uncomfortable, don't necessarily do it. Particularly to our crew that are linking into the Facebook, send me through requests or questions if there's things we're doing and you're like, I'm not sure what I'm doing with this. So let's start though with this kind of just being in our standing space for now. So wherever you are, kind of connecting in. Where are you in the world? What's going on around you, what's going on inside. I'm going to think about kind of gathering our energy in. So if it's busy and life's kind of full on and all those things, we're going to kind of bring that energy in. So you're going to imagine that you're kind of gathering it around you on your yoga mat. And as you do that, you're kind of coming into your breath, coming into the center line. You notice I'm moving a little bit to keep kind of that connection, that connectedness with my whole body. So move around a little bit, don't be shy about kind of wriggling things. To feel like you're coming out, especially if you've been in the mind, coming out of the mind, down into the body, inhabiting the space that you're in. As we come into that breath, we're going to breathe it out. So we've got some room, and we're going to breathe in. And really feel that breath in, and then breathe out, sink into the feet. We're going to put some arms into it, we're going to inhale up. It's like we're gathering that inhale in, and then we're coming down, exhaling down. Inhale up. Exhale. Take it down. Inhale up. Bring it down through that center line to the heart space. Got our feet, just comfortably apart, okay? So hips are a little bit wider, a little bit narrower, depending on what your shape is. You can take our tailbone back behind us, sink into the start of a chair pose. As we do that, let these arms come down, because we're going to inhale up, and we're going to exhale, bring them down. So inhaling up, exhaling down, just feeling that shape change, feeling your breath. This next one, inhale all the way up and length the fingers, and exhale left, taking it over. Inhale, lift it up, exhale right. And just keep that flow going of your own body. Lifting up and over something, so strong movement. And we bring it back to center. Bring these arms down for that nice wide kind of shape, and let's step our feet out to the edges of the mat. We're going to inhale up, notice the softening of the knees. Let's not try and do this with our legs straight for now. Inhale, come up. Exhale, sweep it down, touch the fingertips to the ground, acknowledging the earth. Inhale up, acknowledge the sky. Exhale down, bring it down to the earth. Inhale up. Couple more like that, just exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhale down. Bring it up. We're going to come into a forward fold on this next one. Bend the knees on the way down. Then let the hands come down, straighten out these feet. Let the head drop. Let the face relax. Okay, let's come up and out slow. So forearms onto thighs as we come into a half squat. Lift the head and lift the body up slowly. Bring these arms up as well. And when we go over to the left hand comes down, right arm reaches. We're going to turn and look under that arm. I'm going to start to feel this right side of the body, the space between the ribs. Then inhale, bring it up. Exhale, take it down, just slow. Reaching and sinking. Beautiful yoga teachings. We're often a long way from India when we're practicing. Western yoga's done some interesting things to yoga. One of the real aspects of asana that we play with, so asana is our poses as we come up and down through the center. Varying translations from strength and softness to gentleness and fierceness. But this interplay within a pose. And so if we bring our feet back together and we think about chair pose, which we're going to come into again. We're going to sink down. We're going to think there's a strength aspect. We're taking our tailbone back and we're really engaging the top of our legs. And there's a strength aspect as we bring our arms up right along the spine. But our toes are soft, our jaw is soft, so we can breathe. As we breathe, we're kind of working out, right, what needs to be engaged, what needs to be released, so we can sink a bit further. Where's the point where actually the strength is not doing any good anymore? It's starting to feel like a strain. So these are the dynamics going on in a pose that we really need to bring to our awareness as we come forward and down. Again, make sure there's enough space between your feet to do this, otherwise wriggle them apart. Make some room for your body. We're going to take our left foot, step it back, high lunge, and lift the upper body up. Tuck this front hip nice and under, back heel pressing back, hips towards the front. And let your shoulders release. So, strong lower body, right? This is where our strength is, our base is. Then we draw it in through the belly. Roll our shoulders down. We feel that strength in the core, our body, our upper body. We're going to let our arms relax for a minute. Breathe. Think about how deep you want to take it. What's those energy levels like? And we come up. As we come up, we go slow. So we're not throwing our arms up in the air. Then keep that left arm going, back to that left leg. Right arm reaching. We can go straight up. You might be someone that can back bend a little bit. Just go slow. Make sure you feel like you're supporting your body. Again, no strain. Sink into that front leg. Feel that stability in your core. We're coming around like a windmill. So arms going slowly round. This left hand is going to land with enough room that you can turn your body and look up to this right arm. You're on the ball of that back foot. Make sure you feel nice and stable. Finish that circle with that right arm. It comes over the front of the mat and down. We step back into plank. Press back through the heels. Give yourself that permission to come down to the knees when we need to. Otherwise, up into down dog. Stretch it out. Lift through those hips. Let the head drop. Let the heels release. come forward. Left knee comes down, right foot steps forward. Tuck the back toes under, come up slow, sinking into it. Ooh, yes, we're on the same side, crew. So you're like, oh, don't make us do that again. So just checking in, you're on the same side that we were on just before. So that right hip's tucked under. We're inhaling, both the arms are coming up to the top this time. We're reaching straight up, opening up through the chest. So lifting the chest up, chin stays quite tucked in, unless you're confident and can look up to your thumbs. Find your breath. We're going to lift the hips, straighten out this front leg without snapping that knee into place. And we're just walking down it to wherever we reach, stretching into those amazing hamstrings in that right leg. Come forward, we're going to step forward into that forward fold, let the head drop, bend into the knees, come up through a chair pose, just slow, and get to the top, link the fingers, open up through the body, big deep breath, come back down through that centre line, bending into the knees, rolling around, lifting the hips into that forward fold. Okay, right foot is going to step back, high lunge, come up slow through the upper body, sinking down. This time we've changed sides, team, so checking that we have our hips around to the front, rolling it down. So that same thing, we're setting up that strength of the lower body first, so that real stability in your body. Over time it becomes a bit autopilot. Sometimes we need to take that autopilot off and just come really consciously into it. We're going to inhale, bring the arms up nice and slow. Right arm keeps going, left arm keeps going. Reach into that space, we can take the gaze up or keep it neutral. Sink into that front leg, big deep breath. We're windmilling our arms. So coming slowly around as that right hand comes down, it plants. Left arm keeps going up. We're turning towards that left knee on the ball of that back foot. Sink into the breath. Left hand keeps that circle going, down, around, back into plank. Again, checking those energy levels. Do the knees need to come down into pose the child? Are we all right to lift into down dog? Take it up slow, strong. When we come forward, right knee comes down, left foot swings up to the front of the mat, come back up into that high lunge. Come up slow through the upper body and sink our way down into the hips. Again, let's sit up first. Both arms coming up. Again, we can have quite a low drishti point, or we can go up if we want to take our gaze up to our thumbs. Find your breath, sink those shoulders down. Lift slowly up through the hips, straightening-ish that front leg, walking down it. Long, deep breath there. Coming down, this time I'm going to bring that back knee down, that right knee down. Wriggle out this left foot, knees out to the edge of the mat, big toes together. Wriggle yourself a few times on the way down, just check for clicks and clunks that might need to happen. And then we're drawing the hips back to the heels, we're reaching the arms away, bring the heart towards the earth, connect yourself up. Then we're lifting up, bringing our knees in underneath. And we're going to slide right knee up to the right hand, right heel, under that left hip. Ease down through the hip space. Bring these hands kind of up so that we've got, so notice on my knuckles today, and it depends on how we're feeling. We might have our hands flat, we might be on fingertips. We might have lain down because we're like, I can't do this on the back. So lots of options. Then we're going to ease our way down and just let your body sink into it. Big deep breath. Wandering the hands in. Lift it back, just slow, slide that leg back. Again, just that little movement into the hips, just checking everything is as it wants to be before we slide that left knee forward. Left heel under that right hip. Slide the right leg back, and we want to just, again, sink into the spine stretch. Rolling shoulders down, just lifting the chest as far as it feels comfy. And then down we go, sinking into it, sinking into your breath. Then we walk back up and we're going to stretch ourselves back. We're going to bring our knees out to the edge of the mat. Big toes together. We're going to thread our left arm under our right, twisting gently into the body. Right arm reaches forward. Changing sides. Bring it back to centre. Come around to seated crow. Just easing your way around. 20-minute crow. This is that moment where that's the practice for daily practice, for our crow staying on for the next 40 minutes. Just having that moment just to realise that we're nice and warm, we're kind of hopefully feeling a bit more stretched out. I'm going to breathe. If you're here for 20 minutes, just let yourself breathe at least 8 long, slow, deep breaths with us before we move into that next phase. And put our left hand on our heart, right hand on our belly. And just sink into that. Just starting to bring our awareness back. We're going to open these arms out nice and wide. And then bring our fingertips onto our shoulders. Do some nice circle work into these shoulders. Just kind of opening up that shoulder space. Neck and shoulders turn frequently where we're carrying our tension. Change that direction, let's go around the other way. And then bring that down, bring the hands down. I'm going to walk forward around this front leg, so not dissimilar to our pigeon pose, but slightly different angle. So it's rolling shoulders down, feel into that breath. Try and keep the spine nice and long, nice and straight. As we come up, whichever foot is forward, we are taking this other leg and we're just coming round to this shape. Okay, so some of you are going to be side saddle with us, others of you are going to be fine, so just kind of notice. Doesn't matter if you side saddle, we're just trying to slowly get this hip down. We're turning back to the knee, so this foot that's in front, this knee, and we're going to come round and down it. Walking our hands back in, so this knee, not the foot that was in front. Now that foot becomes in front, right? So we changed our feet round. Usually, this way around will feel a bit more awkward. Okay, so that's how we kind of know we've changed sides. Let's take our arms out nice and wide again. We're going to roll our shoulders down. We're going to bring our left arm underneath our right and give ourselves a hug first. Elbows up nice and high and stacked on top of each other. Then we're going to bring the back of the hands towards each other. And as we do that, we might be able to get those left fingers to that right palm. Your thumbs are towards your forehead. Elbows go forward, arms lift, chin tucks down. unravel, bring those arms out, right underneath, left on top this time, start with a hug, so we can stack those elbows up. This might be plenty, team, especially if you can't get the back of the hands close to each other. If you can, back of the hands close to each other, and this time our right fingers find our left palm, thumbs towards you, elbows stretch away, arms lift, chin tucks down towards the base of the throat. We let the arms come down and we come forward around that leg that's in front, sinking into it, roll the shoulders down, strong long spine. Lifting up and coming around to again this knee, the foot, the leg that's in front too, that one. Come around slow to side stretch. Oh, we've got to change our leg. So move this leg around. So as you come down, it's a bit of a side stretch. Stretch the arms away, come down as far as you can. Watch out for a puppy dog sleeping under the kitchen table. And up we come slowly. Okay, we're going to come back to all fours, crew. So come around to all fours, knees out to the edge of the mat. We've been sitting on our butt for a sequence, so we're going to come round in some circles, loosen everything back up. Lovely. Change direction, round the other way. And back to that center point. We're going to tuck our toes under. So the start of cowherd pose. Okay, so knees are at the edge of the mat. Come up from there with the knees down, okay? Just find a shape like this with those toes tucked under that works. So you can feel that foot stretch, right? So noticing, because it can feel quite intense. If we can, we're then going to pop up onto our feet, or we can stay with the knees down. Okay, those that find this one just that little bit much for thighs and hips and balance. Can also keep our fingers to the floor if we need to. Otherwise we're up, we've got this real sense of long, strong spine. And openness in the ribs. Lots of strength for our feet team, as well as gently just stretching out. There's so much that goes on in our feet. Usually we don't notice until something goes wrong. So yoga kind of brings the focus into the feet. Okay, let's bring the hands down. We're wandering forward again. And there's a part 2 to our pigeon sequence. So what we want to do is bring that right knee back up. Right heel under our left hip. Wander that leg back so we feel like we're in the position that's good for us. We're going to anchor with our right hand. I'm going to lift that left foot up. I'm going to play catch, see if we can find it and bring it in towards your butt, or slide it into the crook of your elbow, and then bring your body around. So we've got hand on foot or shin, maybe just holding onto our pants, or maybe even waving at our foot to get there. Long, slow, deep breath. Oi, leave it. Yes, you. Then we're going to release that foot down and sink it down for those that haven't met Monty. Our wonderful yoga dog. Yes, you. Doesn't make an appearance on film quite as often now, team. So just let that release. Oh, he's heard me. He's going to make an appearance. You worked out the heaters on? Mm-hmm. So as we come up, team, we're slowly kind of lifting ourselves. Why not do a down dog since the dog's about to... Hey! Hey! I'm going to come say hello. Are you? Yeah. So we can go to frog pose, or we can go to down dog, or we can pat the dog that's worked out the heaters on. And it's going, oh, that might be quite a nice place to lie down. Hey, that time you appeared back on film. Yeah. Yeah. So from down dog team, or wherever we've made our way to, or maybe we're just watching the dog on the TV, we're going to come back onto all fours. Slide our left knee forward. Left heel under that right hip. Slide that right foot back. Bless him. And then our left hand is our anchor. As we bring that right foot up, we're going to reach around and see if we can find it to draw it in towards our butt, or slide down into the crook of our elbow, or just wave at it. One of those. Bringing the upper body back around to the front, sink into the breath of it. Yeah, let that foot come down. Come down slowly, just let it kind of settle. Head scratching the dog is optional. Maybe it's your cat that likes to come and join you on the yoga mat. We have a tendency to quite like it. We're a captive audience when we're on a yoga mat. Then we're lifting ourselves slowly up and out from there. And again, we might choose a down dog or a frog pose, just to get that release happening. A little further into the body, a little bit stronger. There, meeting on all fours, come round to seated crow, wherever you are. How to lure Monty back onto the yoga mat, put the heater just there, so that he's like, oh, I can sit on, I can do that. So, back into open cross-legged team, and this is the one that we've been doing, just that slow work on, in terms of our feet, our knees, our hips. So what you might find is that you're just working on cross-legged, and that's fine. So those movements that we've done around the hips will have helped. We're going to work with our foot, so whichever foot's landed in front, we are kind of working with the floor just to turn that foot, maybe massage it, so that the ball of the foot is pointing up towards the roof. Okay, if that's a long way off, or you've got old injuries, just give yourself a nice little foot rub for a moment. Really feeling into what we're doing in terms of our foot and our ankle, how our knees feeling, how our hips feeling. Now we're going to put that foot that leg up. We're going to cradle that foot with the opposite hand so that it's kind of having to turn up towards the roof a bit. Getting a big stretch down the outside of the ankle. Again, it tends to be where we've got old injuries, so lots of understanding of your body. It can feel quite heavy as well in terms of that leg. This way we're rocking it up and in and back down. Okay, so we're lifting it up and we're letting it come back down. Just a few, just to kind of get that movement. A little bit of strength work for the arms as well. It's a bit of resistance in that leg sometimes. We're going to see if we can land that foot in that line between the calf muscle and the thigh. This foot supporting the knee, okay, so we're not trying to drop that knee to the floor. We're going to lift up through the body, left hand on the heart, right hand on the tummy. Drop into the breath for a moment. You can close the eyes, you can soften the gaze, whatever feels right. Lengthen out that exhale. Make room for that inhale. Come back to that foot. It might need to go back to the floor. It might still be on the floor. Just kind of find what's going to feel good. If you're working on bringing it up into that half lotus, bring it up towards the crease of your thigh. Again, foot supporting knee. So this knee's not trying to touch the floor. Again, you kind of come into the breath. Left hand, right hand. Roll shoulders down, just kind of sink into it. Really letting that lengthening breath happen. Nice place, team, if you're working on a sankalpa or you've got, so that's a resolve, an energy that you want to build in yourself or in the world around you. Think about breathing in that energy and filling your body with it, and then breathing it out into the world. So you're coming into alignment with that. So think about something like peace. We want to bring it into us, so we're going to fill ourselves up with it. We want to breathe it out into the world. We want to come into a deeper alignment with it. It can be hard work, team. It's you know, maintaining peace is not easy. Even just internally. Right, let's unravel that side. Take that leg out to the side, give it a bit of a shake and a bit of a squiggle and make sure that foot feels alright because it might feel a bit weird. Then stretch both legs out in front and you're probably going to find that that foot that's just been worked on is longer than the other foot. And the leg might be a little bit longer too. Millimeters, or sometimes it's quite dramatic. And we're going to change sides. So we're starting in that open cross-legged with that other foot in front, and we're turning it up towards the roof. Now, this is a slower sequence, team, and I've talked to a few people about it because I think we sometimes rush our practice, especially at home. For some bizarre reason, it's harder to go slow at home for a lot of people, and so these can be challenging for the mind. Think of that as a good challenge, that we're coming into a more restful practice at home. We're working into actually bringing yoga into the space that we're in, which is can be really powerful. Okay, we're going to pick that foot up, opposite hand to foot, holding onto it. Get used to that feeling, what's working. Again, we might have the foot still on the floor, cruise, so this might really be a restful sequence for you, because really what it's asking you to do is just sit in your body. Don't forget, we can prop under our butt if we're really rolled back, so always have that in your kit. We're going to lift that leg and back down. From there, we come into the calf muscle line if we can. Remembering that the two sides can feel really, really different, right? So we might have one up around our ear and the other one that'll just hang out down there. We're just working slowly with what we have, aware of old injuries, aware of what feels good, aware of supporting our knee, okay? So, right, left hand on the heart, right hand on the tummy, connecting up into our body, sink into the breath for a moment. If that resolve idea felt nice, or you want to play with it, just kind of breathe in that energy that you want to be, that you want to embody. Feel like it can fill you up, and then breathe it out into the world so you're coming into that alignment with it. Okay, bring it back into the room. Check out how that foot's feeling, that leg's feeling. Might need to come back to the floor. Or we might be able to bring it up and into the crease, into that half lotus shape. Again, just working gently with what your body's feeling like. We can hands to the heart, or we can do heart mudra. One of the heart mudras, which is left underneath, right on top, link at the thumbs. Kind of bring that into the heart space. If none of them feel right, just breathe, team. Don't force yourself into anything that doesn't feel right. Always important. Alright, let's release, team. Stretch both these legs out wide. Give them a wee shake. Oh. Circle into the pelvis. So it's coming around slow into those circles. Why would we want to be able to sit in lotus? Well, actually, it's not about sitting in lotus. So it's about those ankles, those hips, those feet. All the parts that kind of benefit when we do those poses. About slowing down our practice. And it's interesting, you notice that I do quite a bit of foot work, or foot focused work. Change direction as I go around in circles. One of the reasons is that as we get older, balance can become a real issue. And you know, we're prone to slips, to falls, to tripping on things. And if we've got good, strong ankles and feet, and actually good core as well, the chances of being able to catch ourselves and not fall as badly or not fall at all, much higher than if we're stiff and we're tight, we can't move, we haven't got that flexibility, we haven't got that strength either. So bring this back to center, lift up along the spine, soften under those knees, particularly those that are really tight in the hamstrings. You can bring your knees up and in, and let's just roll forward around those hips, roll the shoulders down, sink into the breathing for a moment. See what your body's feeling like. Winter for those of us in the southern hemisphere, can feel a bit tighter, a bit sore. We might be able to walk our hands forward, we might not. Then walk our hands back up and in. Bring the knees in and together. Okay. I'm going to roll our shoulders down. I'm going to lean back. Start a boat pose. So core kind of pulls in, and we feel what's engaging in our body. And you know, those of you that do my classes know I'm a bit of a fan of not necessarily just flinging our feet up in the air and thinking we're doing boat pose. Not the least because some people can't get their feet off the floor, but also because we kind of tend to lose our engagement when we do that and start relying on our thighs. And we want to isolate these muscles that are often our problem area for strength. And so as we lean back, we've really got them pulling in. So belly button pulling in slightly. Roll the shoulders down. If you want to, walk the feet in a little bit more and come up onto tippy toes. You might only just be touching the floor. That's going to really engage that lower abdominal area. If your back starts to feel like come out of the pose, or bring the hands down for a bit more support, but just keep those shoulders down. So we've got this beautiful long spine. You can play drums with your toes. Galanui Montepa. So we're going to bring our soles of our feet together, bring them in nice and close, Baddha Konasana. Lifting up, we can come forward if you want to, or just stay in the gentler version. On that breath again. Okay, let's go back into that shape. So check your spine, make sure it feels alright. If it doesn't, just come into something restful for a moment. Otherwise, rolling shoulders down, and we're going to pick these feet just up off the floor. And notice, not touching. Okay, so we've got a bit of a space between our knees and our ankles. We're rolling these shoulders down. Our fingers either down, or we're starting to come into that more traditional boat shape. Lots of breathing, lots of dropping of those shoulders. Then we come back down again. And this time while we're in our Baddha Konasana shape, or if it's more comfortable, that open cross-legged, and take our left hand around behind us, looking over that left shoulder. Nice deep breath. Changing sides, it's going around slow. Bring it back to center and third part, if you wish. So when we've got the start point, just getting that engagement, that's plenty. Second point, tippy toes. Third point, starting to lift these legs up. And fourth point, coming up into boat pose. So just kind of find which one's going to work for you today. Find your breath. And then down we go. This time, out a bit further into our diamond pose. Come forward. Start to bring the head down. Stretch into it. lift it out. So crew, we're going to kind of find socks if you want to put some socks on, and we're going to lie down to the last sequence, lying down, and then come into our Shavasana for this part of the journey. Particularly those that have, if you've gone all the way through, sometimes people are breaking it up in different bits, but if you've gone all the way through, your body's going to cool down a little bit. So if you are in the southern climes, so come down and just get those socks on, maybe get a blanket nearby. We're going to start with our knees coming in towards our chest, rolling some circles around that lower back and just checking it feels alright in there. And change that direction, go around the other way. Bring that back to centre, bring the arms down alongside the body, tuck the thumbs in underneath your butt, push the feet up towards the roof. Heels pushing away, toes dropping back towards you, like you're balancing something on your feet. Just breathe into the air. Notice your breathing. And then our feet come down, our arms are going to come out nice and wide. We're going to lift our hips up and over to the left, 10-15 centimetres. And then take the knees together right into the twist, stack the hips up, head turning left. Bring the knees back to centre, the hips back to centre. And then take those hips up and over to the right. Knees go left, head goes right. Sink into the breath again. Bring it back to centre. Find that blanket if you've got one. We can stretch our legs back down along the mat. We can keep them tucked in. We can have our hands palm facing up alongside the body, or bring our hands onto our belly. Find comfort, find rest, team. So the most important pose of all, letting our body come to rest. Sometimes the hardest pose as well. If suddenly things try and sneak onto your yoga mat that haven't been there, thoughts, ideas, contemplations, worries, just imagine a wee broom, just a wee little broom, just flicking them back off your yoga mat for now. They can come back in another 5 minutes. And so sink into your breath, think into your muscles, the points that are touching the floor, let them grow heavy. Now, if you are able to go from here into meditation, now's a good time to turn off the sounds, shift your awareness into that space, maybe shift your seat into that space. Those of you that need to get on with your day, I'm getting snuggled by the puppy. Then you need to walk your feet up the mat. Wriggle your toes into the floor. Reach your arms up towards the roof and over your head, unless you have a Monty on your head. Turning over onto your left side, just come up to seated slowly. And once we're around to seated, just for a moment, coming back into that breath crew. So left hand, right hand, or our beautiful mudra, the hand position for the heart, one of them. Sit with your breath, just that slow kind of count. We're going to count 8 breaths. There, we're going to reach our arms into that space. So inhale, bring them up. Let's gather in some of that beautiful energy. Bring it right through the body and down to the earth. Giving her some love. Goodness knows she needs it. And on that note, many blessings everyone. Thank you for your presence this week, or whenever you're picking up this. And that is a good point, team. The back catalogue is there, so if you ever want to do some of the classes that have been before, they're all still there on YouTube, so enjoy. Thanks, Monty, for making an appearance. Yeah.